animals until they all get evacuated. Paul Farthing, known as Pen, founded the Nowzad Animal Shelter in Kabul, rescuing dogs, cats and donkeys after serving with the British Army in Afghanistan in the mid-2000s. Now, despite some initial positive news that Boris Johnson had intervened and gave his full support to the operation, it appears that discussions with the Ministry of Defence to bring his team to the UK have broken down. Now, for more on this, we are joined by wildlife protection campaigner and broadcaster Dominic Dyer, who's been following the story from the start. Thank you very much, Dominic. Cheers for getting on board with us this morning. Do we think that Pen and his animals are likely at any stage to be brought back to the UK or given safety, or is it just dead in the water now?
No, nothing's dead in the water except maybe the career of Mr. Ben Wallace, who's been talking testicles all morning and claiming that we are making up what's been going on in government. I don't know what this guy is on, to be quite frank. I know that last night his political advisor was exposed for trying to sabotage a piece of work that's actually taken an incredible amount of my time, Pen's time, and a whole team of people across government. You know, this week we've been working with the Foreign Secretary, directly with the Prime Minister, with the Secretary of State at DEFRA, with the Department of Transport, on all aspects of getting Pen, his team, and his animals out of Kabul. You know, that's been high-level stuff. The Prime Minister signed off on 87 visas with the Home Secretary, intervening directly to get all these people out. Remember, before we started this campaign, these were just Afghans that no one would have even considered. But because they're vets and vet nurses, because they're involved in caring for animals, we've created millions of support around the world, which has forced the government to act. We've got the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons, the British Veterinary Association. We've got the RSPCA, the World Animal Protection, huge numbers of organisations supporting at the highest level. We've got all of DEFRA's vets working on this for getting these animals into Heathrow. We have an aeroplane, which we've actually got from a wealthy investor, Spencer Aber in the United States, that's contributed over £500,000 to bring it in. The Prime Minister's committed to the project. The Prime Minister's wife has been committed to the project. And suddenly Mr. Wallace comes out and tries to destroy it. And he says three things today are really important, because this could actually affect people's lives. He said, firstly, that Pen Farthing, a Marine that would never leave his people in the field, never ever, one of the most bravest, courageous people I've ever met, is to go to the airport and leave his staff. Not going to bloody happen. Secondly, the people that the Prime Minister's intervened to get the visas with the Home Secretary are going to have to fend for themselves and have got no certainty of getting through that horrible system we're seeing at the airport to get out. And thirdly, Pen should kill the animals that all of the veterinary team and the Secretary of State at DEFRA and all of the people we've been working on have been getting into the country. By the way, we've got thousands of people, including many veterans, that want to actually house and home those animals. So, he's flying by his pants, they're burning, he's in trouble, Prime Minister's going to have to rope him in. This is a massive, massive PR disaster that they're trying to get hold of in Downing Street. I've never seen anything like this. You'll get hundreds of thousands of people watching this interview when it goes out. I'm telling you, it'll put your ratings up. Ricky Gervais is out there, everyone on this story. The Prime Minister cannot afford dead dogs on that runway, can't afford those vet nurses to be basically in the hands of the Taliban for sex slavery and disgusting treatment that you know could happen if we leave them behind, which is what this was all about. And he can't leave Pen Farthing, who, to be quite honest, is one of the most courageous, incredible men that serve this country and cares deeply for animals. He is amazing. He's worked tirelessly. He's being let down by a turf war in Whitehall. So what's going to happen today is there's a big, big, big pile of smoking manure on the Prime Minister's table. He's going to have to clear it and get control of it. This is going to Newsnight tonight. It's going to be all over the media. So he's got a big problem on his hands. Wallace is in trouble. Wallace is flying by his pants. And to be quite honest with you, he's deceiving the British public.
Yeah, why is there a debate here? I don't understand what the discussion is. I don't understand why we aren't just doing this. What's going on?
Because the Ministry of Defence never liked this project. Foreign Office were fine with it, the Home Office, because they don't want to lose the control over their airspace. They don't want animals, as far as they're concerned, being put before people. But you know the saddest thing about this whole question is the £500,000 for the airplane, basically there's over 250 seats in it. There's only 68 now South staff. We're going to take some media. There's some very well-known media people want to come out on this flight, so the government have to deal with that. But at the end of the day, we'll probably take 200 Afghan refugees. We've even been talking to a number that have actually been interpreters and working with our military that will get out of there. And that's all paid for by private money. And you know what Wallace is saying? Oh, you might take a bit more space up on the runway. I've got pictures this morning of a plane going out with a car in it.
Yeah,
no people in it. Okay, where the hell that is? We've got empty planes going out of there.
Yeah, look, I do get all of that.
To finish with here, that Wallace has to be fine. He says we're putting people, pets before people. The animals are going in the hole. Okay? There's nothing going in the seats. The people will fill every seat. We'll leave no seat unfilled. So let's just kill that argument. The planes are not having anything in the hold. Most people take no luggage out of that place. And the military capacity planes have no hold luggage anyway. So it's absolute nonsense. I don't know what he's doing. He's obviously got his nose out of joint. He's losing it. But we're going to stop him. This is like Dunkirk, okay? Let's just talk about that for a minute. Remember when Dunkirk happened, those small boat owners were told by the military at the time, the naval authorities, you can't take those boats over, we'll take them. But then in the end, they gave in. They allowed them to volunteer to take them. This is the same. In our own way, it's Dunkirk spirit. Those people went over to those beaches to get our boys off because they were caring and courageous and brave and wanted to do something. I've got hundreds of people that want to come on that plane and get those animals and those people out of that runway in Kabul. Lots of veterans as well who served in that country. This is our own little Dunkirk moment. We're going to get that plane down. We're going to get those people out. Prime Minister knows that. He won't underestimate me, and he won't underestimate Penfarthing. Ben Wallace is going to get a nasty shock over the next 24 hours. We're going nowhere. We're going to Kabul.
Thank you very, very much. That's very, very powerful stuff. Fingers crossed we can get those animals out of there, and indeed Penn, and indeed, of course, the staff as well. Really, really moving that. And I think, you know, when you look at this, it's a combination of PR disasters for a government. It encompasses Afghan refugees, it encompasses a military veteran, and it encompasses animals, right? If you manage to hit the trifecta of disaster there in a PR relations sense, haven't you? I thought it was absolutely staggering stuff. So watch this space, I suppose, is the message there.
That was Dominic Dyer, wildlife campaigner, and I certainly wouldn't underestimate him.
I wouldn't like to get in his way.
No,
I don't think. No.
Indeed. Now, going to Cornwall, where business owners have said a perfect storm of a huge influx of visitors